and welcome back to CRC, The Conversation. We are really excited to be here with you again, and we're so excited and happy about all of your support and comments. We are really benefiting from them. Keep them coming. I'm Dr. Debbie Lassiter, the CEO of Convergence Resource Center, and I'm here with
Carla McKeever. I'm the CFO for Convergence Resource Center, and we are back for another conversation. I'm glad that they just keep coming. There's so many subjects, but today we're going to talk about blanket making and also the male victim. A lot of times we don't talk about the male victim. We concentrate more on the women, but we have to realize, and we know that there are male victims, and a lot of times they are just not recognized. They aren't even in the statistics because they're afraid to identify.
Yes, that's so true. They really are. But before we get into that, Carla, is there anything that you find a little bit out of the ordinary or something that kind of caught your attention that you want to talk about?
Today, you know what caught my attention today?
What?
Was that I was thinking about, we're in the Midwest. I don't know where everyone is. Put in the comments where you're from.
Yes.
Because a lot of times we have a lot of snow. And then what happens is the snow is beautiful. And then the snow gets ugly because it gets dirty and you're driving and it's been shoveled. But today I heard the rain. And when I heard the rain, I said, it's clearing up everything. So it washes away all of that dirt and all of that dirty snow. Because when it first came, it was beautiful. Yeah. But as the days went on, it got dirty and ugly. And I'm just, again, I'm grateful for the rain that came and washed it all away.
Oh, yes. That's nice. That's very nice. What I was thinking about, like I said, I surf the net from time to time, and I saw a story about an eagle and how birds really can't compete with an eagle. But there's one little bird that will get on the eagle's back on his neck and start attacking him from the back in his neck. And the eagle doesn't try to shake him off or flap his wings back toward him. The eagle just keeps flying higher and higher, and he gets to a point where he's flown so high that that bird can't handle it, and that bird falls off. And I thought about, what if we could learn to do that with the problems and situations in life? Instead of trying to respond to every little crazy thing that goes on around us, or every person that loses their mind around us, or every person that tries to attack us, what if we just kept flying higher until they fell off?
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
I have another story.
Oh, yes.
But not really. I'm just going to say there was a bird war in my backyard.
Oh, no.
Yes. And I have seen that where the bird swoops down.
Oh, wow.
And then goes back up. But all the little birds went after him.
Oh, Lord.
It was, but.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing.
Sorry.
That's okay. But on the topic of blanket making.
Yes.
So, and you were one of the leaders in that service that we offer, blanket making.
That's true.
And so how did we start making blankets?
We started making blankets because we were invited by the Lynx.
Yeah, who are the Lynx?
Who are they? They are a group that supports us. I don't know their origin or how they started. I don't know their history. Right. But they have been a group that has been very supportive to CRC, and that has really helped us with our clients. And so we were invited. I can't remember if it was around Christmas or I don't remember.
I think it might have been, but I can't remember.
I can't remember either, when it was. But what they did was they showed us how to make the DIY blankets by hand for our clients, for our clients, and for them to be able to keep them for something that they've made themselves. Yes. And so what we did in turn was when we came back to our office, we started doing them on our own. And the first blanket is yours, and then we make every Friday we do blankets, and we give them out.
Yes.
Give them out to others that are in need, different organizations that need blankets. So it's become quite an activity for us.
Yes, it has.
So,
yes, it has.
Yes.
And those blankets, we started out giving them to. The first organization we gave blankets to was A Book Ahead, which is an organization that works with little children who've never owned a book. And they give them a book. And so we give them a little blanket so that they can have something to throw over them while they're reading their book. But we've also we sent 4 boxes of blankets to the children at Annunciation Catholic Church in Minnesota after the shooting. That was quite a few blankets, 4 boxes. And we've sent them up to Michigan for kids that are battling cancer. We've also given them to over 15 organizations locally here in Milwaukee. And so we're very happy to be doing it. And that the look on people's faces when they see the response of these children getting these blankets, it really helps them feel like they're giving something back and they're participating in community. And you just can't buy that. You can't buy that. So that's really good. But we want to talk about today something that we don't talk about often. And there's a lot of stigma associated with this. And that is why I think in many cases, the people who have the lived experience don't talk about it. And that is male victims of human trafficking. I think assumptions are made that they all live a certain lifestyle. And that's just not true. Or that they all come from a certain neighborhood. That's not true. Male victims of human trafficking have existed for quite a long time. And we talked about this at our Epidemic in the Game event. We have this event every year. You know about it. You could share a little bit about the Epidemic in the Game and why we do it and what it is.
Well, again, we do Epidemic in the Game is an event that we do every year in September. And what we do is we give out information. So it's not that every year there's a different subject, right?
Yes.
So this year it was about the male victim. I think the year before, which would have been 24, it was sextortion. So each year, and I think one year was mental health. One year it was, what does trafficking look like in your neighborhood? I mean, so we have covered quite a few topics because you could talk about trafficking all day, but there's different layers and different highlights of trafficking. So what we do is we make this event free to the community to come in here. And we're not just talking like this. We actually have experts that come in that are qualified to give out information. So we are not just talking off the cuff of what we think we know. We're giving information that we know. And that clears up some of that misinformation that you might have heard before. And giving you real information that you can use and take with you.
And we often have people come that have lived experience. And so we had 2 mothers that were the mothers of young men that had been trafficked. And one of them, her name is December Pierce. Her son was trafficked, and this is scary, but this is true, by his youth pastor and his mentor at the Y. And he trafficked him in 5 states. And I'm not going to go into the whole story because December Pierce has her own website and that you can go and listen about it. But the problem here is that when young men are trafficked, they don't want you to think they live a certain lifestyle. So often they don't disclose. They don't tell anybody, but they internalize it. And we end up with a bunch of angry young men. Or we end up with, and this men that were between 22 and 26 told us this, that when they are trafficked and they really get to the stage where they want to talk about it, they just call the suicide prevention hotline and say, I don't want to kill myself. I just need to talk to somebody. And that's, in my mind, a misdirected call. They're calling there because there's no place else for them to call. And the statistics are that globally, 40% of all human trafficking victims are male. 40%. That's a lot. That's a lot to not have a place to go for help. Now, some places have cropped up along the way, but we have a warm line of support for the ladies. They can call and just talk to somebody. We need that for the men. So U.S. reports suggest that male minors, right, that's males under the age of 18, account for half of all the child human trafficking in the United States. Now,
That's a crazy number. That's crazy.
Just think about it.
Because we always think the woman. We never think, not that we never, but
it's very rare.
It's very rare. It's very rare that we talk about the male. I've been to several conferences, and I don't remember any one of them touching on the male victim. Were there male victims there? There might have been, but that really was not the highlight of the subject.
It was not. And that's a big number. That is a big number. And so what we've done, Convergence has actually started a line for men that were trafficked to call if they just need to talk to somebody. And they don't have to give us their name. We won't provide the service, but we'll direct them to a service. And in some instances, we'll do a warm handoff if that's needed. But we just want them to know that there's someplace you can call. And we'll put that number up on our website.
Okay.
So that they know where to call. We've got to train some men to man that line because we believe that iron sharpens iron, that we don't need women talking to men about this, that men should be talking to men about this. And so those men are in training right now. And when they're ready, we will open that line, which we expect that to be very soon. But we watched kind of a documentary type where men were talking about being trafficked. And what one man said, and this isn't true for all men, right? But what this one man said was that he treated women very badly because of what he had been through. And then we had other men who did things like join violent gangs because they wanted to prove that they were still a man.
Because their trauma had not been addressed.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Trauma had not been, they hadn't seen anyone, they hadn't talked to anyone. So all these things are being bottled up inside. And again, no matter what age you are, it's hard to deal with trauma on your own.
It is. It is. But then can you imagine what happens to society? We got a bunch of angry men running around and nobody addressing their trauma. We are all in trouble.
We are in trouble right now, actually. Yes.
So what we want this line to accomplish is with them having a number that they can call and not mention their name or anything like that. They get somebody to talk to and they also get some resources to help them.
Okay.
And that's what we want to accomplish because we really believe that this is an underserved population. And we've got to do something to help them and to be an encouragement to them. And so if you were able or had something that you could say to a young man that might be in this situation, what would you say?
I would say there's an organization out here that you can have someone to talk to that can help you. Because it you know, again, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but a lot of times that unresolved trauma only adds to other things. So now they've done something that they shouldn't have done, and now they're in the system, right? Because they might have done things that aren't lawful to prove themselves because they're still dealing with that trauma. But just to let them know that there are organizations, there is help out there. A lot of times we don't want to solicit help. A lot of times, some people don't even know that there are therapists that can help them, or they've never even heard of it, or not even talked about it, you know, in their families, so they don't know. So by calling our warm line and by contacting us, we have information and resources that can possibly help. You know, we can't take back what happened, but it definitely can help you move forward.
Sure.
Definitely can.
And as I was researching in preparation for this, there are some organizations in Milwaukee and in Wisconsin that are able to help men. One of the things that we are way behind in is that residential places for human trafficking, male human trafficking survivors, they are few and far in between. I think that one lady told me in her state there were like 10 homes for girls and women that had been trafficked and 2 for men and boys. Well, if they're 40% of all the human trafficking victims and we only got 2 homes for them in one state, that's a problem.
That's a big problem.
That's a problem. That's something we need to take a look at, and in whatever instance we're able to make a change, what I would want to say to a man that has been trafficked, if there is any way to try to get through to them to help them understand. And I know some of these words aren't as effective coming from a woman as they would coming from a man to a man, but I would want them to know that there is help out there and that it doesn't make you less of a man. Shame is what we feel when someone has done something to us. Guilt is what we feel when we have done something. You don't have guilt in this situation. It is shame, and it is something that can be dealt with professional help or compassionate help. Please get some help. So,
yeah, the other part of that is what I've found is that some cultures, we still have a stigma.
Yeah, we do.
And we say things that are hurtful. But, you know, it used to be, you know how your sticks and stones would break my bones, but words hurt. Words hurt. They hurt and they stay with you forever. Because, see, if you hit me with a stick, I can put a Band-Aid on that and some medicine and it'll heal it.
That's right.
But those words are and they're trapped in my brain.
Yes.
And how do I get past that when someone is saying things? And I've heard people say things that are just hurtful. But they don't seem to understand that. I think I told somebody, I said, quit saying that. Yeah. Quit saying that. You're going to say that outside, but really deep down, that's how they felt. Yeah. Which is sad within itself. Yeah. To know how someone really feels, because it does come out. And just because you're thinking you're in a small setting or you're just in a family setting, to me, it doesn't matter. Right. You really have to be careful about those words that you use. Yes. Yes. And what you say, and know that they do affect. And that's not just in this, but it's also in life. Yes. Yes. Know that words do matter. They do. They do matter.
They really do matter. Well, folks, we're coming to the close here, and we want to just remind you to subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Okay. But please, our YouTube page, we want to see you there, God. We want to see you listening to Triumph Rising, because even on Triumph Rising, you're going to hear more information on some of these issues. You're going to actually hear cases when you listen to Triumph Rising, of things that are arrests and that indictments that are going on even in your state, your city. That's what we cover on Triumph Rising. Anything else, Carla?
If you want to contact us, please email us at crccontact@convergenceresource.org. And also go to our website, www.convergenceresource.org. Yes. And it'll have all the information there. It'll also have it'll also have how to contact us. And you'll also see about our blanket making when you look at our events and things that are going on. And maybe you might want to come down and
make a blanket. All right. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. And we'll see you again to just have a little conversation.
The Convergence Resource Center provides support services for women rebuilding their lives after trauma, with an emphasis on survivors of human trafficking and justice-involved women. We envision individuals who are empowered to make healthy choices that lead to productive, positive lifestyles within their homes and communities. The Convergence Resource Center sincerely thanks everyone for their generous donations. Your compassion makes it possible for us to support women on their healing journeys, rebuild families, and strengthen communities. For more information about the Convergence Resource Center and how you can get involved, visit us online at www.convergenceresource.org.